Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're back out at the range and we're going to start talking about the VEPR Definitive Arms AK again. And before you click off the video, it's something that's completely different. I know I just posted a video on the rifle a couple of days ago, but I was sitting and talking with Jason, the cameraman, and we were talking about the accuracy of the VEPR. And it really is kind of hard to believe that an AK can put down such tight groups with match ammunition. Now, Jason had just recently purchased a POF 308 rifle. This is a P308. It is a short stroke gas piston rifle. This rifle costs even more than the Definitive Arms customized AK. So I noticed there was a lot of comments in the video section saying, well, that AK is ridiculously expensive for what it is. Keep in mind, the VEPR is all hand tuned by a very competent gunsmith that is known for his quality of work. So that is a custom rifle as compared to a off-the-shelf POF, which in its own right is a very high-quality rifle. So much so, this rifle actually costs $1,000 more than the VEPR, which is $1,650. This one's going to be over $2,000. So, to compare the two rifles, this one has a much lighter trigger in it. Matter of fact, if you're not careful, this thing will double up on you when you're trying to shoot it off the bench. It's extremely lightweight, probably around 2 pounds. This rifle has a Recce 7 suppressor on it, short stroke gas piston system. It's equipped with a Vortec Viper scope, and this one is a 6 to 24 power with a 50 millimeter bell. All right, we're going to shoot that against the Definitive Arms, which has a long stroke gas piston, and I do have an OSS suppressor on it, the same can I had the original video. Matter of fact, nothing on this rifle has changed, and a very tuned VEPR that's been, totally accurized. And on that, I have the exact same 2.5 to 10 power with a 42 millimeter Bell Night Force optic. That's mounted via a Midwest Industries AK mount, and then a Magpul PRS stock. The trigger has been reworked, but it's nowhere near as light as the POF's trigger. This trigger is a factory VEPR trigger that Chase over at Definitive Arms recontoured the hammer and just kind of stoned the surfaces to make it a very smooth pull. It's actually surprisingly good trigger. It's a nice 2-stage trigger, but it's nowhere near as light as that on the POF. So we're going to have a little friendly competition here. Jason loves AKs. I think you guys know that by watching our videos, but he loves ARs just as much as I do. This is his rifle. I'm going to allow Jason to shoot his rifle, and I'm an AK and an AR guy, but I'm madly in love with this AK. I'm going to shoot the VEPR. We're going to use the exact same ammunition that we used in previous testing. Both rifles like it. We have 175 grain Federal gold medal match, and then we have prime ammunition, which is 175 grain match as well. We're going to only shoot 3-shot groups this afternoon. We have 2 rifles and limited ammunition, but we should be able to shoot enough groups out of both rifles to give a very accurate representation of how well the guns shoot. This video should be kind of fun. It's a little bit of a competition mixed in with an AK versus an AR. I'm looking forward to it. I can't predict what the results are going to be, but it should be a lot of fun. Let's get started. Well, Jason wants me to go first, so the pressure's definitely on. I know that Jason's a very good shot, so he's trying to put the pressure on. When you're out the range by yourself shooting for groups, it's awfully easy to shoot nice tiny groups when you have no pressure. When you're doing a little bit of a competition, things change a little bit. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to use some prime ammunition. This is what I've chosen. We're free to choose whichever brand of ammo we want to use. I'm going to go ahead and choose the prime. And I have 3 rounds loaded. The target we have downrange has the left side for him to shoot targets on, and then on the right side of the target, I'll be shooting at those. They're little orange sticky pasties that we have on an IPSC target downrange at 100 yards. So here we go. I got the rifle loaded up, I think. And now all I have to do is shoot a tight group. I'm going to start off shooting on the top right-hand target. Come on, VEPR. Don't fail me, my little Russian lady. I'm going to go with an inch or maybe a little bit better. It's hard to say with the 10 power scope, but I'm going to go ahead and let Jason take the next shot. He'll be shooting on the left-hand side of the target.
All right, guys, I'm going to give this a try. I'm using the same 175 grain prime ammunition. 3 shots out of this POF. Now, I just picked up this POF yesterday. I mainly wanted to give it a try. So, we'll see how it does. All right. Looks kind of like an inch, maybe more. Might be tough to beat.
We're going to shoot one more group each, so we have kind of a fairly good representation of how well the guns are shooting. I'm going to go ahead and choose prime ammunition again for my next 3-shot group. And once again, shooting to the right-hand side. All right. I wish I knew a Russian phrase for good luck. All right. I don't know, that's looking pretty good. Hovering around that 1-inch mark. This sucker's still shooting good. It's a little bit warmer today. Last time I had the gun out the range, it was a lot colder. Definitely getting a mirage off the can already after only firing 6 rounds and a good rest period in between the 2 groups. So that's something else we're gonna have to deal with this afternoon. It's warmed up, it's about 50 degrees today, so mirage is gonna become an issue with these suppressors without wraps on them. All right, Jason's up for one more group, then we'll head down range.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and fire my second group using the 175 grain prime ammunition. Now, just looking down range, I can already see Tim's groups on the right, and I just don't even really want to shoot anymore. But I'm going to go ahead. Fair game here. But the trigger on this gun is actually so light that resting your hand in any certain way other than basically like a death grip on the thing causes it to bump fire and turn into what seems like a machine gun. So now you're lobbing match grade ammunition 5 rounds instantly. So you got to be really careful with this trigger versus the P Mk12, as I call it, which is very nice. You know, Chase did a very good job at Definitive Arms. All right. All right, let's go down range and take a look and see what we've been doing.
All right, guys, here we go. P Mk12, POF. These are two first groups right here. We'll start off with the POF, and center to center, about 1.5 inches is what we're looking at for the first shot. That's the prime ammunition out of the POF. Here's the first shot first group out of the P Maganov, and we're about 7/8 of an inch, just under 1 inch. So sub MOA. Our second groups, things tightened up over here for the POF, center to center. We're looking at right at 1 inch, maybe a hair under. I'm gonna go ahead and call that right at 1 inch, center to center. On the P Maganov, let me shorten my measuring tape here a little bit. The exact same size group, 7/8 of an inch, so sub MOA. So we have two sub MOA groups, an MOA group, and just over MOA groups. So far, the P Maganov is beating the AR-15 using the same ammunition. I love that P Maganov. Well, guys, it looks like the P Maganov is out shooting the POF just by a little bit. Now, I've already discovered what ammunition the P Maganov likes. It likes the federal gold medal match, but it really likes the prime 175 grain stuff. So we've nailed that down. The gun today shot two sub MOA groups, which is pretty much typical based upon what I'd seen from my previous video. I have about 100 rounds to the gun now. That's exactly what Chase said it would take to settle the gun down. And the gun is now producing sub MOA groups so far today, with every group fired, which is only 2, but still pretty impressive nonetheless. Now the POF is hovering around the MOA area. It's like 1.5, 1 3/4 inch group on the first shot, or the first 3 shots, and then on the other one is exactly 1 MOA. What we don't know is what this gun prefers. Every gun prefers different ammunition. Just because the P Maganov may like prime ammo doesn't mean the POF will like the same ammo. So Jason did some digging, and this is what he's come up with. And we have very limited amounts of this ammo, but we have some 168 grain Black Hills ammo that we're going to give a shot here out of the POF. We have some 168 grain, it's not even a full box, we have some 168 grain federal gold medal match. So this is in contrast to the 175 grain that we were previously shooting. And then he found some of this old Nosler Custom Competition 308, which is a 168 grain load as well. So he's going to shoot 3-shot groups out of each, or I'm sorry, using each one of those brands of ammunition to see if perhaps this rifle likes something other than the prime ammo. It's not doing horribly with the prime, but really this gun should be sub MOA if all things are, considered to be equal. I know that the POF guns are capable of pretty darn good accuracy. So Jason's now going to go ahead and do a little bit more shooting. We'll see what types of groups we get with it. I'm going to do some more shooting with the P Maganov and see if it can maintain sub MOA accuracy this afternoon.
All right, so I'm going to try some of this 168 grain Nosler match grade ammunition, and I'm going to use the middle section of targets and just work my way down and see if this thing tightens up at all. Bitch.
Yeah, that happens with match ammunition sometimes. And suppressors. AR-10s do not like suppressors, guys. They overgas.
Okay. I'm going to try 3 rounds of the Federal Gold Medal Match 168 grain. Black Hills 168 grain, 3 shots. Mk12 didn't seem to have any of these problems. All right, we'll go down and take a look.
With the POF rifle, you do have an adjustable gas block, and I know some of you guys are probably asking yourselves right now or busy typing comments down below, why haven't you guys messed with the gas system? Well, we have. Okay, so the POF has a 3-position gas regulator. In the way it ships from the factories, in the normal mode, there's a little N that's marked into the top of the gas piston, and normal means for normal use without a suppressor. Then you have another position, which is just to simply turn the gas piston off or gas system off, so no gas comes back down to operate the system. Now, as a testament to just how much back pressure a can create in a rifle like the AR-10, this Recce 7 is creating so much back pressure in the barrel that even with the gas system off, it's still cycling a majority of the time, maybe 50%, maybe 60% of the time, but we're still seeing malfunctions. There's no gas going to the piston when it's doing that. Then you have another position, which is the suppressor setting. And if you take the gas piston out, you'll see various sized holes. You'll have a big hole, nothing, no hole, which is the gas turned off, and then you'll have a very small hole, which is the suppressor setting. Even in the suppressor setting, the gun still fails to function properly. So we've tried all 3 gas piston settings, and the gun with match ammunition and with M80 ball simply won't function 100% with the can in place. And this is where cans like the OSS come in handy. AKs are the exact same thing. You put a suppressor on the end of an AK and it'll start to have problems. It'll start to overgas itself and start to have malfunctions. That OSS suppressor is the can I chose to put on the P-Maginov because I know that it won't cause back pressure issues. We don't have the tools out here today. I don't want to go through the business of switching the cans around to test it on the POF, not this afternoon, but we'll do it in the future. But I just want to let you guys know that we are playing with the gas system, and the POF is stumbling no matter what setting we use with that particular gas system while the gun is suppressed. Well, the POF, guys, is really starting to redeem itself. Check this out. So here are 3 groups that Jason fired down the middle. The top one is the 168 grain nozzler, and it sure looks like that's 1 1/4 inch group, center to center. That's a nice group. Down here, this was the Federal Gold Medal match. I believe this is the 168 grain stuff, and it's just over 1.5 inches. Not all that impressive. See if I can get that so you guys can see it. About 1.5 inches. Now look at this one, guys. This one is impressive. This one is the Black Hills ammunition. And center to center, it is 1/2 inch, maybe even a little bit tighter. Let me show you this, where I can lay the tape measures right next to it. So actually, it's just over 1/2 inch, center to center. So here we have the best group the POF has put down and the best group that the P-Maginov has put down. They're running neck and neck. All right, guys, so this was a fun day. Wouldn't you agree?
It was. It was a good time.
It was pretty cool to see what the VEPR was capable of doing against a high-end AR. This is a model of the POF. I don't know if they still make it or not.
I'm not sure. They're on like generation 4 of different POF models. I'm not sure what generation this one is. I had picked it up used at the shop, so.
It was lightly used. A local police department bought it from Copper, less than a year ago, and then they wanted to trade it in on something else. So Jason picked it up, and they were using it as a DMR rifle. So anyway, I'm not sure what generation this gun is, but it's a later generation gas system. We know that much.
Exactly.
But anyway, so what are your opinions, man, based upon what the two rifles shooting? I mean, you know, obviously this is my rifle, this is your rifle. From your perspective, what did you like and dislike about both guns?
Well, I originally grabbed the POF because I really wanted to try a 308 AR-15, especially like a gas piston 308 AR-15, and this is my first time with a POF rifle. I enjoyed it. However, I'm not enjoying the fact that it's malfunctioning no matter what setting I have it on using my Recce 7 suppressor. I mean, I put that suppressor on multiple guns, and this one here just doesn't seem to like it no matter what I put it on. Now, the OSS can may solve that, but I don't have one of those. The Definitive Arms gun, I'm really impressed. I've only shot it twice today, both times on video. You've seen the first time I put down probably 1.5 inch group or so. The first time I shot this gun, it was the same, about 1.5 inch group. And then I decided to try a second time with 5 shots, and I ended up putting down a 1 inch group with 5 shots at 100 yards using prime.
Right there, guys, that's a, let me see if I can get it out of the sun. Right there, he did a headshot with the VEPR using the prime ammo, and it's a 5-shot 1 inch group. So we decided to do some more shooting this afternoon just to see what the consistency was between the rifles. And in my opinion, the POF, we saw everything from when we first started sighting in. We were seeing everything from 2 inch groups down to the tightest group of the day, which was what Jason shot, and it was a really impressive 3-shot group that was just under 1 MOA. So it put down by a couple of 16ths the best group of the day, but it was also, in my opinion, the least consistent gun.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the Definitive Arms gun was at least putting 1 MOA. Just about every time, maybe slightly above, but majority of the time right at, or if not below. The POF, it seemed to be, you know,
if you had to
consistently over 1 MOA.
Yeah, if you average the two groups out, the POF is definitely averaging a larger group size.
Yeah.
The Definitive Arms AK is averaging about 1 MOA, which is what I said in my last video. The first 2 groups I put down were sub MOA. Later groups were 1 1/4 inches or so. So the gun is definitely a 1 MOA gun. A lot of that has to do with the shooter, the ammunition, of course. If you use hand loads, who knows what it's capable of. I'm not going to find out because I'm not a hand loader. But you know, Jason, do you agree with me? And feel free to disagree. Would you say that the VEPR is a more consistent rifle?
I would, absolutely. I mean, for the 2 times I got behind it, I put down 1 MOA. This gun was really bouncing all over the place. Now, would I use it for any type of hunting? Absolutely. I'd go hunting with the POF any day. I would take either one of these rifles. But as far as what you're getting for the money, you can't beat it.
Yeah, I was blown away by the VEPR. I did not expect it to shoot this good, to be this consistent, which is why we made this video, was to come out and put it up against an expensive AR. I think most of you guys watching this, I know the AR community has their favorites and it can be very divisive, but I think most folks agree POF makes a very good rifle. And this rifle, in its configuration, I'm not sure what generation it is, but back in its day when it was sold, it was a $2,000 or more gun, which puts it above the fully custom VEPR. And what we're seeing for the money is that the customized VEPR is producing more consistent results. So I know a lot of folks think that AKs are built in caves somewhere and they're not supposed to be sub MOA or even MOA capable. I would say, at least in the case of this particular 308 VEPR, it's consistently an MOA gun. So,
absolutely.
Yep. So anyway, guys, that's it for this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed coming out and doing this little comparison. I mean, I know Jason and I were both dying to get 2 guns out here at AR and the VEPR to see what would happen between the two. You know, at least I'm comfortable in saying that the VEPR is a consistent performer. Nothing is more frustrating than having a gun that just shoots small groups and big groups and small groups, and you can't ever get any type of consistency out of it. And honestly, I see that in a lot of gas guns. So far, I'm extremely impressed with this VEPR P Mk12 that we're calling it. And if you guys have any questions about this gun in particular, you can go ahead and ask those questions down below. I do try to stick around for the first couple of days after this video goes live to answer the questions you guys may have. Also, if you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms channel, you can do that by swinging by Copper Custom. And if you haven't already, check out full30.com. It's full30.com. We've taken all the web's best firearms content creators and brought them under one roof. That is full30.com. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you guys soon. I was just thinking Jason wanted to trade me the POF for the VEPR, and I'm not going to do it.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe some
I don't
money.
know. I may have to get one of these things.
We'll see you guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.